Karen says black people don't belong here. Her niece brings home a black firefighter fiancé. Karen Mallory always took pride in her neighborhood. The trimmed hedges, the quiet streets, the good people who waved at each other during morning walks. To her, Sycamore Ridge was a sanctuary, clean, orderly, and, in her unspoken rulebook, mostly white. Behind her manicured smile was a mind steeped in judgment. Karen wasn't overtly cruel, at least not in her own eyes. But she had an opinion about everything. She disapproved of people who dressed too loud, families that talked too much, and newcomers who didn't fit the culture. And when her new neighbors, a black family, moved in down the street, Karen felt a shift. "They don't belong here," she said one morning over coffee with her friend Linda. "I'm not racist, of course. I just think people should live where they're comfortable." But Karen wasn't prepared for what happened next. It was Thanksgiving weekend, and Karen was hosting her traditional family dinner, complete with roasted turkey, fine china, and crystal glasses she only brought out twice a year. Her niece Emily had just come back from Chicago, where she worked as a nurse. Karen had always adored Emily, bright, well-spoken, and, in Karen's words, classy. When Emily arrived, she wasn't alone. She stepped into the house hand in hand with a tall, confident black man in a navy dress shirt and slacks. "Aunt Karen," Emily beamed. "This is Marcus, my fiancé." Karen blinked. Her smile froze. "Oh," she said, forcing a chuckle. "Fiancé? Well, that's news." Marcus extended his hand. "Nice to meet you, Ms. Mallory." She shook it. Barely. Dinner was awkward. Karen's questions were stiff, her tone cold. "So, Marcus, what do you do?" she asked, slicing her turkey without looking up. "I'm a firefighter," he replied. "Station 19. I've been there 9 years." "Dangerous job," she said. "I imagine it's challenging." "It is," Marcus said calmly. "But rewarding." Emily squeezed his hand under the table. Later, as everyone relaxed in the living room, Karen pulled Emily aside in the kitchen. "You didn't think to warn me?" she hissed. "Warn you? About what?" Emily asked. "You know what? This is a conservative neighborhood. People talk. It's not appropriate." Emily's face went pale. "Are you serious?" Karen leaned in, her voice lowering. "Black people don't belong here, Em. It's not safe for anyone. For them or for us." Emily stepped back. "Marcus runs into burning buildings for a living. He saved a 5-year-old boy last month. But you think he doesn't belong?" Karen said nothing. Emily shook her head. "You just called the man I love a stranger, and you called yourself family." What Karen didn't know was that Emily recorded that conversation, out of heartbreak, not revenge. But when Marcus found out, he didn't yell. He didn't even cry. He posted the audio to a firefighter support forum alongside a message. "This is the world we still face, even while wearing this uniform." The post went viral. Within 24 hours, the local paper picked it up. Within 48, national headlines followed. "Firefighter told he doesn't belong in fiancé's neighborhood." Public outrage after viral audio reveals family prejudice. "We belong everywhere" trended on Twitter. Karen's full name leaked. So did her job. So did the neighborhood. The backlash was immediate. Protesters stood outside her home with signs. "Firefighters save lives. Racists destroy them." The community board removed her from leadership. Local businesses she once supported refused her service. She became the symbol of exactly what she had tried to hide. A week later, Karen's car broke down on the side of the road. She sat there fuming, waiting for the tow truck. Cars passed. No one stopped. Until one man did. Marcus. He had recognized her car. He pulled over in his fire department jacket and calmly approached her. "You okay?" he asked. She stared at him. "Why are you here?" "Because you're stuck," he said. "And because this uniform means I help everyone, even people who think I don't belong." Karen lowered her eyes. For the first time, shame cut deeper than pride. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Marcus didn't nod. He didn't smile. But he helped her anyway. The next day, Karen showed up at the fire station. Not for a fight, not for an apology that made her feel better. She came with a tray of baked goods. She came with no makeup, no fancy jewelry, just herself. "I came to say thank you," she told the crew, "and I came to listen." Marcus met her gaze. This time there was no hatred, just distance. You can't undo what you said, he told her gently, but you can learn why it was wrong. Karen nodded. I'm trying. 3 months later, she stood at a community panel on race and public service. I used to think I knew what good people looked like, she told the crowd. Then I met one who didn't fit my mold, and I nearly lost my family because I couldn't see past his skin. She glanced at Marcus, now seated beside Emily in the front row. I'm not perfect, she said, but I am changing. And this time, the room applauded. Not because Karen had made it all right, but because she had finally started to make it real. The end.